Why do fuel prices keep going up? One day it's one price, the next day it's higher. Who's in charge of this? Is there some hidden conspiracy at play? The answer is actually quite simple, and it's not a conspiracy. It's a basic economic principle that affects almost everything around you, supply and demand. These two ideas explain how prices work in the real world. Today, we're going to break it all down. Why do prices change? What makes them go up and down? And can you actually predict these movements? Let's start by understanding demand. Imagine you're at home, feeling thirsty. You open the fridge and see a bunch of different drinks. Now, imagine you're at the store and one of those drinks has a huge promotion. The price drops a lot. What do you think happens? Suddenly, a lot more people want to buy it. It's not because they suddenly like it more, but because the price is so attractive. This is the law of demand. When prices drop, people buy more. We can even draw this on a chart. The relationship is clear. Higher prices mean fewer sales, and lower prices mean more sales. But demand changes for other reasons too. Think back to 2020. People stayed home, so they bought more computers and better internet. At the same time, they stopped traveling and eating out, so demand for flights and restaurants plummeted. Then, in 2022, creating online content blew up. Everyone wanted cameras and microphones. Demand for that gear shot up by 300%. This wasn't because prices fell, it was because a new trend emerged. So, is price the only thing that changes demand? No. There are 5 main factors that shift demand even when the price stays the same. First, personal tastes and trends. Think about bubble tea. Back in 2010, it wasn't that common. By 2024, it's everywhere. Demand grew because it became trendy, not because it got cheaper. Second, your income. When people earn more, they might splurge on luxury items. If their income drops, they'll look for cheaper alternatives. Demand shifts with our ability to buy. Third, the price of related products. If coffee gets too expensive, people might switch to tea. If fuel prices are high, more people might take the bus. Fourth, products that go together. When gaming consoles go on sale, demand for video games increases. Cheaper phones lead to more people buying phone cases and chargers. And fifth, the number of buyers and what we expect to happen in the future. During the holidays, more people are shopping, so demand for almost everything goes up. If people hear prices are about to rise, they'll rush to buy now, increasing current demand. All of these factors cause a shift in the entire demand for a product, which is different from just moving along the demand line because of a price change. Now, let's flip the coin and look at it from the seller's perspective. Meet Farmer K, a rice farmer. He's looking at the current price and thinking, the price is pretty good. If I produce more rice, will I make more profit? He crunches the numbers. The extra rice would bring in more money, but he also has to pay his workers more, buy more supplies, and use more resources. After calculating everything, the profit looks good. So, he decides to produce more, but what if the price of rice suddenly drops? The money he'd make from the extra production shrinks, but his costs stay the same. Suddenly, there's no profit, and he might even lose money. His decision changes. I'm not going to produce extra. In fact, I'll produce less. This is the law of supply. When prices are high, producers want to sell more. When prices are low, they want to sell less. On a chart, supply works the opposite way to demand. What changes supply if the price doesn't change? First, the cost of production. If materials get more expensive, profits fall and producers make less. If materials get cheaper, supply goes up. Second, technology. Better machines and methods make production faster and more efficient, which increases supply. Third, what producers expect prices to do in the future. If they think prices will rise later, they might hold back their products now to sell for more profit down the line. This reduces the current supply. Fourth, the number of producers. More farms or factories in the market mean more supply overall. If some go out of business, supply decreases. And fifth, natural events. Bad weather or a natural disaster can wipe out crops and slash supply. On the other hand, perfect growing conditions can lead to a huge harvest and increased supply. All these factors create a shift in supply separate from price changes. So, let's put it all together. Supply and demand working in tandem. Imagine a popular beverage shop in the city. At a certain price, the shop wants to sell exactly 80 drinks a day, and customers want to buy exactly 80 drinks a day. This is a perfect balance called equilibrium. There's no waste, no one is left wanting, everyone is happy. But now, what if the shop raises the price? They want to sell more to make a higher profit. But customers see the higher price and decide to buy less. Now the shop has too much product just sitting there. They realize their mistake and start lowering the price. As the price drops, customers start buying again. The price keeps falling until it finds that sweet spot where supply and demand are balanced again. The opposite can happen too. If the price is super low, the shop doesn't want to sell much because the profit is tiny. But customers see a bargain and want to buy a lot. Now there's a shortage, the product is sold out. The shop sees all this unmet demand and starts raising the price. As the price goes up, fewer customers are willing to buy. Eventually, the price settles at a new equilibrium point. This is the market working automatically. No one is pulling the strings. It's what an economist over 300 years ago called the invisible hand. Individual sellers, just trying to make a profit, end up serving society's needs efficiently. Let's bring this back to something we all see: fuel prices. In 2020, prices were low. Why? People stayed home during the pandemic, so demand for fuel dropped. But production was still chugging along. With high supply and low demand, prices fell. Then, in 2021 and 2022, life started getting back to normal. People were driving again, and demand went up, pushing prices up with it. Then, a major international conflict in 2022 disrupted the global fuel supply. Suddenly, there was less oil available worldwide. Demand was still there, but supply had dropped, so prices had to go up. By 2023 and 2024, the situation stabilized and prices began to settle down. This wasn't some evil corporate plot, it was pure market mechanics. When supply decreased while demand stayed the same, prices rose to balance things out. Now, it's important to note that many local governments try to keep fuel prices stable using subsidies. The real production cost might be much higher, but the government pays the difference, so consumers pay less. This keeps prices low for us, but it costs the government a lot of money that could have been used for schools or hospitals. It's a trade-off, so why should you care about all this? Because supply and demand affect your real life every day. Thinking about investing in stocks. Understanding these principles can help you figure out if a price drop is temporary or a sign of a bigger problem. Own a coffee shop and a competitor opens next door. That's an increase in supply, and it will affect your business. Planning a career. The job market is all about supply and demand. If too many people train for the same job, salaries might fall. Even inflation is tied to this. When prices rise, your money buys less. Understanding why can help you protect your finances. One last thing, not all products are the same. If the price of fuel goes up by 50%, people will complain, but they'll still buy it. They need to get to work. Demand might drop a little, but not much. But if the price of a luxury yacht goes up by 50%, demand will probably collapse. No one needs a yacht. This concept is called elasticity, and it's crucial for businesses setting prices and for our own financial decisions. We'll dive deeper into that in our next session. So, let's recap. 1. Demand goes down when prices go up. 2. Supply goes up when prices go up. 3. Markets naturally find a balance point. 4. Almost every economic change works through supply and demand. And 5. Understanding this helps you make smarter decisions. Thanks for learning with us. Make sure to subscribe for our next episode, where we'll explore elasticity and much more.